Hello, hello, good morning. All right, I'm just going to give this a minute to go live in people's feeds because I am a little late. Had some technical difficulties and I think I've finally figured it out. So good morning, Shirley. So as you're jumping on, please do say hello and let me know where you're watching from. I'm always interested in where people are watching from. Good morning, Betty. Sonia, thank you for sharing. Good morning, Crystal, Keisha, Nicole. Hello, my friends. Happy Sunday to you all. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Julie from Ontario. Where are my Ontario friends at? Hello from Iowa, Crystal. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend. We always start our Facebook Lives with a little bit of, and I should also say YouTube Live because I'm streaming on YouTube as well. So we always start with a little bit of chit chat, and then we're going to get to some crafting. So for those of you that are watching for the first time, I'm Zara Premji. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and creative coach from Markham, Ontario, Canada. And I have been a card maker and a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost 9 years. So in March, I'll be celebrating my 9th anniversary. I work as an occupational therapist in the school system, and I work with kids with special needs. And when I can carve out time for myself, I like to engage in some card making, and I love to share ideas and inspiration with lots of others as well. So I appreciate all of you that are joining. Good morning, Heather, Kathy. Good morning, Shonda from USA. We have some friends from the US, Linda from New York. Hello from the Netherlands. What time is it in the Netherlands? Welcome, welcome. Oh, we have a couple of friends from the Netherlands. Thank you so much for joining. Shirley, thank you so much for sharing. So if you enjoy card making and crafting and you enjoy the chit chat we're having here, please do go ahead and share the video with your networks. We love to share the love, spread the love, and I would appreciate that so much. Good morning, Dawn. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing today. I talked about in the description how I was going to be telling you how my basement renovations and decluttering have inspired this morning's card. So I'll tell you a little bit of the backstory. So I love making cards. I love sending them out, but I probably make them faster than I send them. So I make cards for all my classes, my Facebook Lives. I participate in swaps, which is basically where you design a card, you make multiple, you send it out to people, but then you get that same number in return. So we've started basement renovations. It's been now 2 weeks, I think, and had to clear everything out of the basement, which is where my crafting space was, onto the main floor. So every day, or well, mostly on the weekends, I'm trying to go through bins and baskets of stuff to try and declutter and purge, because once our basement is finished, our storage area is going to be cut to like maybe 10 to 20% of what it used to be. So I can't keep all the stuff. And so I was going through boxes of cards because I'm wanting to share them with my family. I've been reaching out to my parents and my sisters, like, do you guys want cards? Because I have a ton. So anyway, I came across this card that I had made. It wasn't actually even that long ago, but I really loved the card, and it gave me an idea for what I could do with one of our new papers and stamp sets. And by new, I mean it's been out for a couple of months, and it's part of our celebration offering. So I will get to that in a moment. I just want to kind of quickly explain that all the products that I'm going to be using today are available in my online store. So if you do wish to shop, you can absolutely do so. You can find the link here at zarapremji.com. And I always have a host code. And what that means is that if you use this alphanumeric code, you can also get a free gift from me next month. So you just enter this code at checkout and you're going to get an additional embellishment from me in the month of March. Right now, though, we have our celebration promotion. So I'm going to actually just flip the screen. And actually, let me just say good morning to a few more friends. We have lots of friends joining us this morning. Hello, Louise, Elizabeth. Hello, Janice. Okay, and it's after 4 p.m. in the Netherlands and very windy. Good morning, Carol. Or good afternoon from Belgium, Carol. Good morning, Natalie. My other friend, Carol. Oh, hello, Barb, Kathleen. Good morning, Deborah. All right, so we are going to get started. Good morning, Natalie, and a happy belated birthday to you, Natalie. Actually, both Natalies just celebrated birthdays recently. So, okay. Actually, I'm not going to show you the card yet. Let's talk a little bit about celebration and what we're going to be playing with today. So we have right now 3 different catalogs within Stampin' Up. We have our annual catalog, we have our mini catalog, which is actually not that many. There are like 91 pages of products in here. And then we have our celebration brochure. Now we are down to our final 8 days of celebration. So our promotion that happens twice a year is going to be ending at the end of May. So one of the products that I'm going to be using today are actually from our celebration brochure. So the way that celebration works is anytime you place an order during the months of January and February, and if your order is over $60 Canadian, you are going to get to choose an item from here for free. So these products cannot actually be purchased. You can't buy them out of the catalog. They are valued at upwards of, I would say $16 to $25. Actually, I would even say $16 to $40 because the bundle we're going to be using today is way more than $25. But you can pick an item for free, and we have a variety of different products. So we have designer paper, we have different stamp sets, and then we have a couple of items in here that are considered level 2. So if your order is over $120, then you will get to pick a level 2 item for free. And the one we're going to be using today is called the Friendly Hello Bundle. So we have the Friendly Hello stamp set, and then we have this coordinating package of 12 by 12 patterned paper, which is gorgeous. And I'm going to show you at the end 3 different cards using this paper just to inspire you and give you some ideas. So you'll want to stick around to the end. So that's how celebration works. And then the product that we're going to be using today is from the annual catalog. So I'm showing some love to a product that was released a long time ago, and it's called the Art in Bloom bundle. And this is a different, so normally our bundles come with either a stamp set and a set of dies, or a stamp set and a coordinating punch. This one actually includes an embossing folder as well. So I'll just quickly show it to you. So we have the Art in Bloom stamp set, and this is a photopolymer stamp set that has 15 different stamps. You can see it actually has stamps on both sides of the case. It has a really great combination of images and sentiments, which are just beautiful. The fonts are stunning. And then it comes with the Bloom dies. And so in this die set, there are various dies that are going to cut out some of the images there's including this one sort of tri-flower image. You can stamp and color if you'd like, and then you can cut it out with one pass. And then you can also, there are different tags and labels that you can also use to stamp your sentiments on. And then the other awesome feature of this bundle is there is a hybrid embossing folder, which actually works with the that sort of tri-flower die that I showed you. So you can actually put it into the embossing folder and then cut it out. Now we're not going to do that today because I'm going to be showing you that I'm going to actually be embossing the flowers on the cardstock. But this amazing bundle with 3 different parts to it is $72. And then if you wanted to add on another $48 in product, then you could also get the Friendly Hello bundle for free. So I will stop talking now because you probably want to see what it is that we are making today. And here is the card. Sorry, this is the card that inspired. This is not the card I'm making today. This is the card that inspired. This is the one that I found in my boxes of made cards. I had done this probably on a Facebook Live, maybe last year sometime. And then this is the card that we're going to be making today. So you can see it's a very similar, it's the same layout, the measurements are the same. I've just used a different paper and I've used a different sentiment here, but it's gorgeous. And I'm going to show you 2 other color combinations at the end of the live so you can see all of the different things that you can do with it. So let me just quickly show you the paper that comes in the Friendly Hello bundle. It's a 12 by 12 patterned paper. So for those of you that are into memory keeping, this would be a great paper for that. Or if you want to do kind of like fancy 3D projects, then this paper is amazing. I just opened a new pack because I've used up some of the patterns in in my open pack, so I wanted to just be able to show you. So I'm just kind of fanning it out here so you can see. You get 2 of each sheet. There are 6 different sheets and you get 2 of each. And so this is the gorgeous patterns that you see. My lighting here in my temporary craft space is not great, so I apologize if it's not really doing justice to the actual paper colors. And then when you flip it over, and then you get these other additional patterns, some of which are also floral. These have these kind of tropical greenery look to them. And then we've got some fun other patterns that you can use if you want to make a non-floral themed card. I love the striped one here. And we've got this really cool kind of paint splatter pattern. Okay, so really, really versatile. And the card that I'm showing you today, you can do with any of the patterns in this paper pack. This is one that you're not going to want to miss out on. It's only available for 8 more days. And let's get started with our card. So I am just going to clear a bit of space here because for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know we are going through some basement renovations, and I've had to relocate my craft space to our family's dining room, which is not the most convenient for them or for me, but we are making it work. And at least I have a place to stamp, so I'm grateful for that. So I'm just gonna have a little sip of my coffee. Though the lighting looks good on your screen, that's great. Hello, Jamie, my friend. Happy Sunday. Hello, Darlene. Thank you for joining. Good morning, Jenny. So many friends joining us this morning. I hope you've all had a great weekend. Good morning, Bernae. Thank you for sharing. Hello, Sandra. Holy camole, lots of my friends on today. Nice to see all your names. Okay, gonna drink some coffee. My husband was asking as he was making me a coffee, he's like, do people actually see your coffee? Like, does it matter if you don't have one? I'm like, yes, I always need coffee for coffee and a card. So this is coffee number 2 for the day. I don't know that it'll be my last. I'm feeling like I need the caffeine today. Okay. So here's what you need to make this card. This is a really great layout for mass producing, okay? So if you have to make a whole bunch of cards, whether they be thank you, birthday, if you're doing them for your church or, you know, making them as a gift, this is a really great layout to do this with, okay? So I'm starting with a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and this is cut in our landscape orientation. I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that with my bone folder, which is a really, really helpful tool to have when you're paper crafting. So when you, even though our trimmer has a scoring blade on it, which I think is like you just absolutely need that. I find it's always really nice to go over it with a bone folder to just kind of give it a really crisp crease there. And then I've got a piece of the Friendly Hello Designer Series paper. This is cut from that 12 by 12, and I've just cut it to basically the size of the card front. So even though I've used a basic white card base, you're not going to actually see it on the front, but of course you'll see it when you open it up, okay? So I'm going to take my Designer Series paper, and I'm going to just glue that down to my card base. So it's cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I use the imperial measurements, but if you are using metric, then you can just cut whatever the front of your card base would be. That would be the size, okay? So I'm just gonna stick that down. I'm using liquid glue, which gives me a little bit of time to move it around if I need to. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside because we have some work to do here on our other 2 pieces. I'm going to take my embossing folder and I'm going to run this through the cut and emboss machine. This embossing folder is gorgeous, and it's a 3D folder, which means that it actually, you can use the embossed or the debossed side of the cardstock. So you can pick which side you tend to prefer and then use that on your card. So I'm just going to grab my cut and emboss machine, and I see that my stamps are not within arm's reach, so I'll have to get those. And I'm just going to put this on the screen. I've got my cardstock. I've just put it into the embossing folder. I'm going to lay that down on my platform, and then I'm going to use my gray plate, which comes with the cut and emboss machine. And I'm just going to run that through. Okay, I'm not using a ton of pressure or strength. It doesn't take a lot of brute strength to roll anything through. And then I'm going to show this to you in a moment. Let me just grab my stamps because I kind of need them close by. Okay, so here is the texture embossing of that piece of cardstock. So what started out as just a plain piece of fresh freesia cardstock now has this beautiful texture and pattern and these florals on it. And then this is the debossed side. So if you tend to prefer this side, you don't want them raised, you can absolutely use this. And the impression is so deep that either side looks beautiful. Okay. So Shirley, I am using the embossing folder that is part of the Art in Bloom bundle. So this bundle actually has an embossing folder. You can't actually purchase the embossing folder separately. It's included with this Art in Bloom bundle, okay? And it's so worth it. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's do some stamping. This little tag it looks kind of like a ticket. I have cut this out using the Bloom dies that again are part of that bundle, and they pair really nicely with the stamp set. So I have the stamp here that says "Never Not Loving You," and I've put that on some of my cards. But since we're using the Friendly Hello bundle, which is the Celebration one I had talked about, I'm sorry if I'm confusing by using two different stamp sets. So the Art in Bloom is the bundle that's in the annual catalog. The Friendly Hello is the stamp set that pairs with that beautiful paper that I showed you. And these two items you can actually get for free with an order of $120 or more. So this sentiment here that says, "Hope you have the best birthday," is going to fit really nicely onto this little ticket die. Now, I'm interested in knowing who doesn't already have this Art in Bloom bundle. And then at the end, I would really love to know if you are going to have to add this to your list because it's gorgeous. And when I had first seen it in the annual catalog, I didn't really actually pay much attention to it. And then one of my team members did a product demonstration at one of my stamp camps. And then she featured this one. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to add to cart now. So I'm going to just stamp the "Hope you have the best birthday." So we all tend to need birthday cards. When I ask people what types of cards they tend to give out the most, birthday is usually the clear winner. And so this is a really good one to just make a whole stack of so that you have a bunch of birthday cards at the ready. One of the things I forgot was I wanted to stamp these little flowers. So this stamp here is also from the Friendly Hello. I don't think you can probably see it very well, but it's just got these cute little flowers. And I'm just going to ink that up in my fresh freesia. I'm going to stamp it off once, and then I'm just going to stamp it onto my little tag here. So I should have done this before I did the black, but I kind of find they look like balloons from far when you look at it from far, but they are actually little. Oh, I don't think you can see it. Can you see? It's very faint. I just wanted to fill some of the white space and not have it be kind of overpowering. So now we are ready to assemble. Believe it or not, this is like the fastest card you could probably make. And this is going to be maybe the fastest Facebook Live. But don't forget, I'm going to show you some other colors at the end. And then if you have any questions, you can let me know. So I'm just using my liquid glue here, and I'm going to stick this down into the center. So this cardstock piece, I've basically just done it an inch shorter than the width of the card front. So for example, because my card front is 5.5 by 4.25, this piece measures 4.5 by 3.25. So I just subtracted an inch just to make it sort of equally distant from the edges. Okay, so you can use whatever measurements you'd like. I just found I liked the symmetry. Sometimes I don't need symmetry, and sometimes I really do. It kind of just depends on my mood. So I'm now using Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm just going to pop 2 on the back here and just stick it kind of in the center line of the card, but over to the right. Okay, so it's kind of close to the right side of that piece. Now, if you are thinking about getting this bundle and you're like, but what am I going to spend $48 on to get this stamp set and coordinating paper for free? Well, here are some suggestions. I, first of all, am a huge fan of the Playful Playful Pets Trim Combo Pack. It comes with 2 different trims. I don't have the other one with me. It's red with little white lines through it. And then there's this one here, which is black and white twine, which I really love, and I use this often. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna tie a bow. I would definitely encourage adding this to your list if you don't have it because it is so versatile. And I think it works really well with the Friendly Hello paper because of the black and white that's on the actual paper. So I'm just going to grab my paper snips and I just like to fray the edges a little bit. And there we go. All right, so we've got that. And I'm just going to grab my glue dots. That's another thing you might want to add if you're trying to figure out how to get to the 120. You can add embellishments, so that the trim, glue dots, dimensionals, your liquid glue. So you would have basically like an entire bundle of stuff that you would need to be able to start making a bunch of these cards, okay? So also basic white thick cardstock is a good one to have. And then the other item I can't live without, and I feel pairs so nicely with this paper, is the matte black dots. So these come in a package of 160. So I think you get 80 of each size. So you get the small ones and the large. And then I'm just going to use my take your pick tool to pop on 3 of these. So I'm going to do 2 little ones up here. And then, oops, I want to do a bigger one at the bottom. So we always put our embellishments down. I put them down in 3s usually. So I try and create a little bit of a triangle to pull your eye across the card. And that's where I'm okay with the non-symmetry. Asymmetry, I think is the right word. Good morning, Anise. What color is my mauve paper? This is the Fresh Freesia. So this is one of our current in colors. I'm just going to go back and look at the comments because this is the card. This is the card in its entirety. It's so easy, so quick. Again, really good for mass producing. So definitely save this video in case you do feel like one day you need to make a bunch of cards, like a swap card or something, and then you can come back to it and use it for your designing. So definitely save the video. I promised you I would show you 2 other samples. So I'm going to show you 2 other colors as soon as I get this tornado tidied up on my desk. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna look at, oh, Natalie said the last time I used it, she had to add to cart, so she already has it. Well, that's great, Natalie. I hope that you have some other card ideas or, you know, now you've seen it with a different paper that you can use. Good morning, Carol Ann. Yeah, the folder is stunning, Sandra. It's such a beautiful folder. Let me see here. They did kind of look like balloons on the screen. Janice just added it to cart. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Janice French. I'm glad that you guys like it. Thank you, Haida. Yes, the paper is gorgeous. It is an easy card, very easy. That is my jam. You know, for a really long time, I used to see a lot of other card makers and demonstrators doing really involved cards that are gorgeous and had lots of different techniques and things on them. And then I just found that it was actually feeling stressful for me to try and recreate those kinds of cards because as a busy mom who works almost full time, it's hard to find the time sometimes to paper craft. And if I'm, you know, doing one card that involves so many steps, then I just would feel sometimes like I didn't have enough time to do it, or I spent all this time and I made just one card. So that definitely meets some people's needs. For me, I really like the simple. Oh, thank you, Tammy. All right, so without further ado, let me show you this card in other colors. So there's also a similar pattern of paper that is Pool Party. So this is the Pool Party version where I just, again, it's the same exact card design. I changed up the sentiment here, so I just wanted to use one from the Art and Bloom stamp set, but I still use the same flowers and a different pattern of paper. And then finally, and possibly my favorite, is the Petal Pink. So again, there's another paper that has the petal pink background, very similar. It's got the black and white on it and pairs really nicely with these additional embellishments. So there you have it, 3 really simple and easy cards using the Friendly Hello stamp set and designer series paper. I would love to hear if you guys have a favorite color in the comments. Tell me if you have a favorite color while I sip my coffee and wait. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, totally clean and simple. Janice is just awaiting the twine collection. Oh, yes, we're a fan of the petal pink. Yep. Pink. Oh, you guys are my people. It's hard to choose because they're all really beautiful. I actually, I, you guys know I love pink, so I will always gravitate towards pink, but I think they all look really beautiful in each of the colors. We have some pool party fans. Fresh freesia for Sharon. Yes, pool party is a favorite. Linda loves the fresh freesia. Yes, it is. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys like them. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. As I mentioned, everything that I've used today is available in my online store. You can just click this link to go to my, it's my webpage, and then there's a bunch of different options there, and you can find the online store link there. And then, as I mentioned at the beginning of the live, that if you use this code, you can go back and grab the code if you are placing an order. You just enter that at checkout and you're going to get some additional freebies from me. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and make sure I haven't missed any comments. Oh, thank you, Arlene. I'm glad that you liked it. Arlene says, great suggestions for this bundle. I think it's always nice, especially those of us that accumulate a lot of stuff. Even though you have all of the stuff, sometimes you can just get stuck and not have, not know what to do with it. So hopefully this has inspired you. Oh, Kathy, soft succulent would be beautiful actually with this. And the original card that I had done is using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper, which has these different patterns of gingham. And one of them is actually soft succulent. So you could totally do it with the greener tones. And then there's also pale papaya. So any paper that you have, even if you don't have this Friendly Hello one, any paper that you have, go ahead and grab it, make these cards. Please share them with me. I would love to see what you make with this layout. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday and a great week ahead. And thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.